Ginda's Games!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Gin here with another important topic concerning League of Legends. This one goes out in particular to those of you who are new to the game. The game of LoL has many arcane, complicated systems to it, but one of the most confusing and potentially costly is that of runes. They aren't exactly well explained when you start out, so I'm here to help you out there. Runes are items that you can purchase outside of the game to help you out in the game. They don't cost real money, so this is not an example of buying power. They can only be purchased with influence points, which you gain by playing the game. Each rune grants you a small bonus to one or more stats inside of the game. You can have up to 30 of them active at a time, one slot gained each time you level up your account. Once you have purchased them, you can choose which ones to activate through the runes section in your profile by placing them in a rune page. Your profile begins with 3 rune pages, but you can purchase up to 20 in the store, either through IP or RP should you want them. You choose a rune page at the start of the game in the same way that you choose your mastery page, but you cannot change the contents of your rune page during champion select. Runes are important for a number of reasons, providing small but noticeable changes to the game. If you use attack damage runes, you can improve your last hitting. Armor runes allow many champions to jungle that normally can't do so safely. If your champion has weaknesses, they can help shore them up. Supports who don't farm can get gold. Squishy champions can get health or other defenses to keep them alive. If there's a stat for it in the game, there's probably a rune for it. There are 3 tiers of runes that are available depending on what summoner level you are. Tier 1 runes are available to anyone as soon as you start playing. Tier 2 requires that you be summoner level 10 to purchase them, and Tier 3 requires level 20. Herein lies the most important lesson to take away from all this. Do not buy runes until you reach level 20. Ignore them, pretend they don't exist. If you're going to be playing this game for a good long while, then Tier 3 runes will be what you use for the vast majority of your time. Everything else is a waste. One small exception to this, suppose you want to start jungling early. In this case, you may want to buy some lower level runes, but in most cases, especially in lanes, these tiny statistical differences won't mean all that much between you and your opponents. There are 4 kinds of runes: marks, seals, glyphs, and quintessences. Your rune page contains, at maximum, 9 slots each for marks, seals, and glyphs, as well as 3 spaces for quintessences for the total of 30. Each type has its own strengths, categories of skills at which they are best. Marks are strongest for damage-related stats, especially physical ones. That includes attack damage, critical strikes, attack speed, and both armor and magic penetration. Seals are more defensive and utility-related. Seals are strong for armor, health, mana, energy, and health regeneration, as well as being able to generate gold over time. Glyphs are more magic-focused and provide exceptional ability power, magic resist, cooldown reduction, and mana bonuses. Quintessences are extra special. As I mentioned, you can only have 3 of them, but that means each one is extra powerful. In many cases, each slot is as powerful, or even more powerful, than having 3 runes from a different rune type. This is true of all categories, including gold generation. Quintessences also have extra stats that they can boost. These are lifesteal, spell vamp, experience points, movement speed, and time spent dead. Now, to top off there being runes for every stat, most stats have 2 types. Runes can come in flavors of either flat or scaling. Flat runes give you an unchanging bonus. Scaling, or per level runes, give you a weak bonus at first that grows as your champion levels. The maximum strength of scaling runes is generally much higher than flat runes, but there are still plenty of reasons to take the flat ones. It all depends on when you need the bonuses most. In most cases, for example, you will want flat armor runes if you are jungling, as their primary purpose here is to help you survive the jungle better when you are weak. As another example, an AD carry would likely want flat attack damage runes, not scaling ones, as it will give a stronger boost early to help last hitting and harassing. For magic resistance, you'll generally want scaling runes, as those abilities become more potent later in the game. But if you have an AP-focused opponent, you might want the flat ones. It all depends on when you think you'll need it most. You should do your math first before deciding though. Some scaling runes are better than others, and sometimes they simply aren't worthwhile at all. Take, for example, cooldown reduction glyphs. A full set of 9 flat glyphs will give you 7.5% cooldown reduction. At max level, the full set of scaling glyphs will give you 10%, but start out only giving you 0.54%. Your flat runes are just flat out better for the first 13 levels, which is a huge chunk of the game. Scaling worthwhile here? I'd argue not. Now that you've heard all this, you may realize there are a lot of options when it comes to buying runes, but the influence points you can spend on them is limited, depending on how long you've been playing. What do you buy first? I can make a few suggestions for you there. First of all, scaling magic resistance glyphs are good on literally everyone. Flat armor seals are similarly good and pretty much a requirement if you'd like to jungle well. Movement speed quintessences are expensive, but they are really good on any champion as well. With these here already, we have a pretty solid first rune page. Pick some marks based off what you'd like to play most. Magic penetration for mages, attack damage for AD carries, and either attack speed or armor penetration for pretty much anything else. If you're playing support, remember to also consider gold gaining seals and quintessences, as well as armor marks, as they'll help you out quite a lot. With this, you've got a fairly good generic rune page. Once you're high enough level and comfortable with needing more pages, feel free to experiment and try something new. After all, you can have up to 20 pages. I hope this has given you a basic understanding of what runes are and what you should do with them. I hope it helps you out. With that, thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this guide, please let me know by hitting the like button. It really helps me out. Speak up in the comments below if you have advice or questions. We're all here to learn. Subscribe for future content, including champion guides, gameplay guides, and other possibly not LOL content. Follow me on Twitch for streams and Twitter and Facebook to see what else is going on. Till next time, I've been Gin, and you've been watching me talk about a video game.